Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time pardon me, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. We've got comments aplenty coming in. Let's take a few comments. We'll bring our friends on, and we will get this party started. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is here saying, good evening, everyone. Now, Ben is Eric's dad, our guest, who we're going to meet here in just a minute. So nice to see Ben. Also, Ben and I collaborate on the Vintage Mini Bike Lovers podcast the second Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you like those old mini bikes from the 60s and 70s, you do not want to miss that podcast, and it airs right where you're viewing this right now. Also, our good friend John Spranger Jr. is in the house saying good evening from Elon, Wisconsin. Nice to see you, John. Rich Shad is here saying good evening, everyone. Nice to see you. Let's see. Jim Holbrook is here from Thetford Center, Vermont. Regular viewer, says loud and clear. Hopefully I'll, with any luck at all, I'll be meeting Jim at the Crane Show this weekend. Jim, are you going to the Crane Show? Curious about that. Dave Lowry is here saying coming in loud and clear from Alberta, Canada. Repeat viewer. Appreciate you being here. Our dear friend, Judy Rinaldi is here saying, good evening, Mike, loud and clear. Judy has the honor and distinction of being the first woman to be inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame in the year of 2020. Very dear friend of mine, as well as our substitute co-host tonight, Midge Rosebrook, who we're going to see in a minute. So it's very nice to see Judy here. Mad Dog says, Randy from snowless Wisconsin, 50 plus here today, working on sleds with no jacket. What a crazy winter. Good evening to everyone, loud and clear. Boy, I'm sorry to hear that. This time of year, us snowmobilers, we do like to see that snow, and that's very demoralizing to get that kind of weather. Stacy and Art Fosler say, hey guys, looks good from Plattkill, New York, regular viewer. Nice to see you, both of you. And we've got things to talk about that are associated with Stacy and Art Fosler tonight, a little later in the podcast. The Matthias Hoogland, hopefully I'm saying that right. First time catching the show live, checking in from Wisconsin. Well, it's nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Hope you have a good time with us tonight because we do this every single Thursday night. Mike Whiteside says, hi, guys. Good evening from Illinois. Loud and clear. Nice to see you. We've got just tons of people coming in. I'm going to take a few more. We'll bring our guests on and we'll continue with the comments. Jeff Wesner, who was our guest, I think a week ago, says, sounding good. Let's talk vintage. Regular viewer. Absolutely. One more, and we'll bring our friends on. D. Landsberg says, howdy from Wyoming, out west. Nice to see you. We've got plenty more comments, but I don't want to stall our friends here any longer. So let me bring everyone on, and we will get this party started. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Not good, Mike.
Mike, how are you?
Doing good. It's great to see you both. And I know you've both been on the podcast before, but in case in case someone doesn't know who either of you are, in the center of the screen, we've got our substitute co-host, Midge Rosebrook, here tonight. Midge is the founder of the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. He is filling in for Rob Hilditch, who's under the weather. We hope to have him back week after next, and we miss him terribly, and we appreciate Midge filling in for him. Also, Eric from the Benedeem YouTube channel is here tonight, the gentleman on the right of the screen. He's one of the places where this podcast simulcasts out to. I know it's a mouthful to say that, but that's what it is. It's been a wonderful collaboration working with Eric and his YouTube channel. Just could not ask for a better collaboration there. And yeah, appreciate you both being on here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sure thing. And any opening comments either of you'd like to make before we get the party started? Or
let's get after it.
You and I were just talking about that tragedy that they had in DC, and we both thought that maybe from one sport to another, they lost some figure skaters and coaches and parents, and just a tragedy down in DC with that plane crash. And we thought that maybe we should just have a moment of silence.
Yes, I agree.
So.
Yeah, let's take that moment right now. So yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to them, their families, the loved ones, the friends, everyone associated with them, the whole Olympic community, the sport community. And we encourage the viewers to please include them in their thoughts and prayers at this time, because this is just a horrible time for a whole lot of people.
Just horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get right into the program here. We're here tonight. We've got a number of things to talk about, but we're going to get right into it with a video clip from Eric's YouTube channel. And let me get this queued up here, and I'm going to have you set that up. This is the Ride Light Snow Camper, Eric. Did you want to talk that up before we roll this clip?
Yeah, so my friend Rob had invited me over to his farm to ride on December 1st. At that point, we had no snow, so I brought a couple sleds over and went riding. And he had this cutter. I had known he had it, but he had it out, and it was the first time he had it hooked to his sleds. And he's like, let's go make a video. I'll show you how it works. And I was like, yeah, like absolutely. Let's do it. So it's very unique, piece of snowmobile history. I'm surprised it didn't really catch on. I've never heard of it. Seems like a great idea, but yeah, it's a pretty cool piece, and I think everyone will enjoy it.
Nice. Yeah, let's take a look at that, and we'll react to it on the other side.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. You can see it's pretty cold in the shop here. Sorry for the background noise, my dad's out running the tractor. Hope everyone had a great New Year's and a great Christmas. I've been slow to upload a new video, but we're back, and as you just saw, I've got something pretty neat to show you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, please like the video, comment, and subscribe. So that cutter you saw behind the Alpine is a travel light snow camper. Pretty neat piece. I've never seen one before until my friend Rob got one. When I was out at Baker's Acres on December 1st, he pulled it out and set it up, and we made a little video. Pretty impressive, the thought that went into that back in 1968 or 69, whatever year it was built. Like I say in the video, drive out where you're going, mountains, hills, fields, lake, wherever you're heading, in 5 minutes or less, you got a nice shelter to keep you out of the wind and out of the elements. So without further ado, I'm going to roll the video that I shot last month. If you haven't seen the video of me riding at Baker's Acres, I will pop a link to that at the end of the video. As always, I greatly appreciate all the support. I thank each and every one of you that's watching now. Please throw me a like, drop a comment, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Those pop open for ice fishing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got your two beds. And then that's the shelf that pops up. So you have your own shelf. I'm going to bring a Mr. Buddy here, put on it, and I think it'll stay nice and toasty in here.
I think so. That's too cool. Any idea what year this is?
68-ish.
68 is perfect for your Super Ale.
I know. 68, 69 is what they say out of Canada.
Yeah, I've never seen one of these before.
Got the original graphics on it.
So you head out into the woods or mountains or wherever you're heading, and in 5 minutes you got a state-of-the-art for 1968 shelter. Too cool. Behind the 79 Alpine, known as Big Al. Yeah, very cool. But I tell you, pretty cool, right? Surprising that never really caught on. I don't know, I feel like pretty good idea, and people who ice fish especially, seems like a great concept. But nonetheless, that's a very cool piece. It's a very original, unrestored piece. You saw some spots in the canvas where it's got holes and stuff. He plans to redo all that, but yeah, that'd be pretty neat to try out sometime. But as always, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate every one of you. We've got a ton of snow. Hopefully get a bunch of good riding footage for you all. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, that's amazing. And by the way, that was a clip from the Benedeem YouTube channel. There's a link to it in the description. The creator of that channel is on the lower left of the screen there, Eric. He does an amazing channel, and it's completely devoted to vintage snowmobiles. So if you love this kind of stuff, you do not want to miss his channel. Midge, reactions to what we were just looking at?
You know, that's a great idea, and I can tell you, two people that had two of those. Mike and Sally Beatty had one, and Timmy and Verna Hoyt had one, and they went down into the Allagash with towing two of those behind them. And they took a big trip up into the Allagash of Maine. This was back in the mid-70s, I guess it was. And yeah, Timmy Hoyt, of course, is a world-class snowmobile racer. And right after he retired from that, they decided to do that. Took a week, and so. But I had never seen one before, but. That's what they were using when they went up in there. They had a trailer with a camper tent on it. That's what they told me. And yeah, it unfolded, and they go a few miles. You know, they go until they want to set up again and set the thing up just like Eric showed.
Yeah,
that is amazing. It's very and it folds up very compact.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely show up out on the ice one day with the Alpine pulling that, Eric. Set that thing up on the ice.
Yeah, right.
Ice fishing running around, you know.
Rob wants to get the canvas redone on it because there's a couple bad spots, a couple holes. But
yeah,
he's dead serious. He's dead set. He is going to spend the night out in the middle of winter.
That'd be cool.
So
that canvas gets rotten after a while.
Yeah,
and there are places that can probably replace that whole thing.
Yeah,
yep.
You know.
And I bet with a heater buddy, like he said, it'd probably be nice and toasty in there.
Yeah. Very nice.
That is cool.
Yeah,
very cool. So let me remove this from the screen, and we've got tons of comments coming in. And let me see here. Let me find my place. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Midnight Rider says, tuning in from Northwest Minnesota, regular viewer. Pardon me. He's liking the hat. Go Cat, he says. And there is a story behind this hat. And maybe now is as good a time as any to tell it. Now, several weeks ago, Midge and I did a profile, kind of a remembrance of the late, great, legendary snowmobile racer for Polaris, Bob Eastman. And of course, his wife was viewing that night, and we become good friends with her. Midge and I are good friends with her, and she sent me a care package. One of the items. Now she's a big Polaris person, but she knows that I'm a cat person, so she sent me this beautiful cat hat. Very, very nice. And then she also sent me this DVD. I'm going to put myself full screen for a moment. And this is a DVD about her late husband, Bob Eastman. I cannot wait to see it. I haven't even taken the cellophane off of it yet. But the reason for her sending me this DVD is because we're going to have her on sometime in the near future to talk about her late husband's career, and we're going to be playing some video clips from that DVD. Cannot wait to do that. One other item she sent me in the care package. I'm going to put myself full screen one more time just to see if I can get this close to the camera. I don't know if you can see that. There's the pins of an old TX, early 70s TX with that says Bob Eastman. Is it? Can you guys see that all right? Is that coming over okay?
Yeah.
That's his 73 Starfire. That photo, that was taken from a photo after he won the Eagle River World Championship in 1973.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So
yeah,
we wanted to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Carolyn Eastman for sending that. We really appreciate that. And she's got some contacts she's going to share with us to get really deep into the history of Polaris and even Arctic Cat, because all of that is based out of Minnesota. So on future episodes on a Sunday night, we don't have dates worked out or any of these details worked out yet, but sometime in the coming months, we're going to have her on and take deep dives into that. And she's got contacts from the Hatteen family, and just it's going to be amazing. And just cannot express how thankful we are for her for sending the care package and to bringing these guests on. Because Midge and I, as well as Rob and Eric, we're all committed to preserving and documenting the history of snowmobiles.
Yeah.
And what a wonderful resource that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that the comment about the hat. Yeah, that's. Yeah, we thank
Bob Eastman is on that DVD, that time capsule, a couple of times too.
He is
at Lancaster and Malone.
Definitely, I'll have to send her a copy of that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, she'd
Definitely.
probably like to see that.
Yeah. And let's see, we've got Dave Trim says, "Sounds great, Mike, from Carthage, New York. Regular viewer, great to see you." Morris Bailing is here. Everything loud and clear in Menominee, Wisconsin. Now, Morris was on a few weeks ago with his Polaris collection. Many of those are for sale. So if you remember seeing that, you want to reach out either to me or to him. You can find him on Facebook. And we would like to get some more video footage of some of those sleds, because some of them were at the far end of the building where the Wi-Fi signal was not the best. And of course, that's where the most interesting sleds were. So Murphy's Law was kind of kicking in there, but we want to have him on again.
The front of my shirt was all wet from drool, Mike, after I got done watching that.
Same here. But also Tim Bewick is here tonight. We're going to be playing a clip from the Matty Bewick ride and show from Marlboro, New York. Nice to see you, Tim. We appreciate your being here. Glenn Ford is here from Vernon Center, New York. Nice to see you. Rich Shad is here. Regular viewer driving down the interstate coming home from work. Cool. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands up on the wheel, to quote the Doors song. Andrew Strakos is here saying, "Hello, everyone." Andrew Strakos from Granville, New York. Nice to see you. Jane Murray is here tonight. We're going to be playing a clip from her and her husband, Ken and Yana, from Walden, New York. I'm going to be talking about them a little later in the podcast. Steve Woodward is here, says, "Why buy new when vintage will do?" Absolutely. That's the best kind of recycling there is. Jim Holbrook says, "Yes." Oh, I think, yes, he's planning to go to the Crane Show. So Midge and I will be able to meet you. Be sure to say hi to both of us while you're there. Cannot wait for that. Joe Zenert is here saying hello. Nice to see you, Joe. Mike Whiteside says, "That's a beautiful hat." Eric, he's liking that Ski-Doo hat. He's a Ski-Doo guy. Very cool. Reese Fleury is here saying good evening. Nice to see you, Reese. Todd McMillan is here saying hello to everyone. Great to see you. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers says that's a really neat piece. Looks like it is, and has a spot where someone might have to put a chimney through. They're talking about that tent on the tow tent, or what was it called?
Ride light. So
thank you. Yes. Oh, and then our dear friend and co-host is here tonight, at least in the comment section. He never misses us. He's so devoted to this. He's got things going on where he can't be with us here for a few weeks, but he still watches us, and we very much appreciate that. big love and big hello to Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, he's our co-host and dear friend. Carmen Russo is here from Oneida, New York. Nice to see you. Outstanding. So let's do. All right, I'm just trying to get my place here. So we were talking about Ken and Yana. They're good friends with Stacy and Art Fosler. Let me find the image. They were out this way last fall, and we got together, had a wonderful lunch. Why am I not seeing that image? Right here. We got together. So in the back, the couple in the very back is Ken and Yana. On the right is Stacy and Art Fosler, regular viewers from just about the beginning. And on the left is Carlene and I. We had a wonderful lunch together. Now, the reason I'm bringing them up is because over the weekend, Yana had a chance to ride a snowmobile for the first time. And they got a video of it, and she had a wonderful time. So rather than me continue trying to tell the story, let me just find my place here. We're going to play that video clip. It's just a few seconds, but it speaks for itself, and it's very entertaining. Let's take a look. So no turning back on that.
Yeah. That clip wasn't very long, but it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
It sure does. It sure does. So yeah, we had to have that.
Yeah.
And to add to that, Stacy and Art Fosler, they were at a show that Eric was involved with not too long ago. We've got a picture of them. Do you want to talk this up, Eric?
Yeah, so that was the Maddie Bewick Memorial Show that his family hosted. It was actually I think it was Highland, New York, was the area out east towards like Albany, Poughkeepsie area, which was great for everyone that went because they were all from that area, and usually they're traveling out my way. Well, it was my turn to travel. Me and my dad. It was like a 2 or 3 hour drive. I don't quite remember, but it was a lot of driving. But yeah, it was just a very small show. They had a lot of cool raffles and didn't expect to run into Art Fosler, but did. And he recognized me from the podcast or YouTube or wherever, but introduced himself, and we ended up snapping a picture. That's Maddie's Uncle Tim on the left there, my dad, me, and then Art. And then in the background is Maddie's mom. You can see off to the right.
Oh, wow, yes.
So
very nice.
Yep, very, very small, intimate show, but those are the best ones as far as I'm concerned because everybody's there for the right reasons.
True. And I have to compliment this vintage snowmobile community. Just some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, or what comprise this community. Definitely. And just some quick housekeeping things in the way of announcements. Went to this show last weekend, January 25th, the Vintage Snowmobile Show, Newport Center, Vermont. Got some excellent footage. I've edited it already, and it's going to air live this Sunday at 8 p.m. So if you're curious about this show, great footage, great interviews, great fun. That's going to be airing on this channel, 8 p.m. Sunday night. Where else was? Oh, also do not miss, if you were in Vermont or New Hampshire, the Crane Show is a must-see show, one of the best vintage snowmobile shows in all of New England. And I think Midge will second that.
Yeah. Well, you not only see a beautiful show outside from, probably at least he usually has around 75, 80 sleds outside being shown, but you have the run of the entire museum, which has 125 or 150 vintage restored sleds inside the museum, and it's all free. If you want to drop a donation in the box, Paul would certainly accept that, and it goes for the museum and the Hall of Fame. There's food, and it's a good time. You can go inside, get warmed up, come back out. There's a whole bunch of people there, and it's a great time for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm about to say is a personal conflict of interest, but I'm going to say it anyway. Melissa, Paul Crane's daughter, makes some of the best chili I've ever had. She makes it just the way I like
Yeah.
it. So I
Yeah.
always go there and ask for it specifically and ask for Melissa's chili. So I
Yeah.
encourage you to go in there and ask for Melissa's chili. The reason it's a conflict of interest is there may not be enough left for me, but I'm willing to take that chance. So if you go over there, please ask for Melissa's chili. It's really good. They've also got dogs and burgers and cocoa and all the rest of the things you
Yeah.
usually have. And I'm trying to. Oh yes, one more. There's another show I was going to talk about. Pardon me, but I didn't. I'm pulling the image up right now. I didn't have it ready, but it's loading right now, and here it is. So, Minocqua. I'm trying to remember what state this is in, and I apologize, but yeah, you want to check out this show, and I wish I could remember what darn state that's in. I'm kind of embarrassed right now, but did anybody, if anyone is viewing knows anything about this show, please leave comments. I know some of the organizers were possibly going to be viewing tonight, and this is your cue to leave comments about some more detail about where Minocqua is, what state that's in, and like that. Let me check the comments real quick.
Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you. Aha, here we go. Our good buddy Jeff Wesner to the rescue. Yes, and he was on last week. Excellent friend, excellent. Yeah, this is cool. And and Stacy and Art Fosler say the Great Eastern Whiteout is in Fulton, New York this weekend. And we're getting here. Morris Bailing is saying in Wisconsin, Midnight Riders giving thumbs up and flags. Nancy Rice says, "Hey there from Las Vegas, Nevada." Excellent.
Wow.
Rob Grover from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Ken Crozier is here saying hello to Eric Benedetto, who's our guest tonight. Brian Van Haverbeek says loves the hat. And it makes sense that he would. He's a big cat guy. He collects the kitty cats, the vintage kitty cats. Armin Buto from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire says hello. Stacy and Art Fosler said they've never seen one of those campers. Very cool. And Jeff Wesner's wanting to know the manufacturer of that camper. Was that a Ski-Doo or was that an aftermarket brand? Or
I think Ride Light was the brand.
Ride Light was the brand, yeah.
Yeah, just another. I mean, everybody was making snowmobile stuff back in those days. So,
yeah.
As far as I know, just a small little. Maybe not that small, but yeah, it wasn't any of the big known snowmobile manufacturers.
Sure. And Jeff Wesner is saying this Area 31 where they're having this Minocqua show is it was once a test site for Mercury snowmobiles and also a test site for Yamaha.
Wow, very cool.
So, I love when we put a question out to the audience and we get a flood of information coming back. That's just, to me, that's the favorite thing about doing these podcasts live like this. You get the immediate feedback and the engagement. You get these viewers are the best, I've got to say. But back with the program, we were talking about Eric's YouTube channel. He does the Benedeem YouTube channel. And if you like vintage snowmobiling, there's no better channel than Eric's channel. It's all about vintage snowmobiles. We're going to take a look at some clips from it tonight. There's a link to it in the description. So if you're liking this, you want to patronize his channel, find his channel, just search for Benedeem on YouTube. It'll bring up the channel, browse the channel, and you're going to be there for quite a while. Let's get another video clip to look at here. 2024 Snowdio in Old Forge. You want to set that up for us, Eric?
Yeah, so Snowdio is supposed to be like the official kickoff to snowmobile season around here. And I think this year, more than, several past years, it definitely was because there was actually snow and there was riding. It was great. I didn't bring sleds to this show, which I'm still kicking myself for because I would have been doing laps the whole time because it was just, it was a blast. I don't know how much of it we're going to see, but there was just tons of different sleds riding around, new, old. There was the Yeti getting pulled around in the ski boost, which I guess is a thing up in that area, but it was too cool.
Nice. And that's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm just teasing you with 4 and 5 minute clips of longer videos that are on his channel. So if you like what you're going to see, and I'm sure you will, you want to go to his channel and view the whole video. Let's take a look at this. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're viewing clips from the Benedeem YouTube channel, and the creator of that channel is at the lower left of your screen. That's Eric over there. And yeah, if you like what you're seeing, please click the link in the description and patronize his channel. It's all about vintage snowmobiling, and if you like that, and if you're here, you probably do. You will not regret that channel. Reaction to that, Midge?
Yeah, that was some great looking sleds there, wasn't it, Mike?
Yes. I especially liked that wheel kit. I'm trying to get on there right there.
Yeah.
You know anything about that, Eric? About that kit?
Not really, other than I've seen it ride around before. Actually, I think I have clips of it, but yeah, definitely unique.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a lot of good sleds there.
Kawasaki's and Cats and Ski Rules, and yeah, very cool.
The
and some
Black
Chuck
Dots
Roll.
Canoe, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop, I'm trying to stop on it, but it's not.
They had an orange chaparral there. I never seen an orange chaparral before.
Yes, right there.
Yeah.
You're right. Come to think of it, I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They're great sleds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those were all well respected back in the day too. I remember those being a respected sled.
Yeah. Paul Lamontagne cleaned up with those things.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Paul
then
Lamontagne.
later on, Louis Lunn with that IFS SSX Firebird.
Hmm?
He did very well with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And both Paul and Louis are inductees into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, of which Midge is the founder.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So the night is still young. Well, actually, the time is flying by, but we've still got tons of stuff to look at. Take a few quick comments here, and we'll keep going. Morris Bailing says, I met Jeff Wesner on the 18th in Arbor Vita, Wisconsin. Had a nice chat with him. That's wonderful, because I know he was curious about seeing those sleds you've got and maybe doing some video with you. Rob Hilditch says the snowmobile at the beginning of his broadcast is his own personal TNT. Yeah, and that's yours, Eric, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Silver bullet. Mike Whiteside says vintage lives. Love them. Cool deal. John Spranger Jr., our good friend, says he likes that black dot TNT just like Midge does.
Yeah. My favorite.
Nice. And Jeff Wesner says great clip and great show. Nice. And Nancy Rice says, Eric, great video. Cool. Yeah, good compliment right there.
Yeah, very good.
So, one more. Let's see. What was the old Buell sled? Buell, what? I'm not
Blue,
sure.
maybe.
Oh, blue. Okay. And unfortunately, I took that down, so I'm not able to bring it back up to scroll back through there. But
I'm not sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure there's footage of it riding around.
yeah.
All his sleds run around. Apparently, that story I heard, Matthew Brayman is his name. He dropped a couple sleds off, went home, and grabbed a couple more and rode in one of the sleds.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
That's just a great show. It's right on the trail system there, and that's actually more, I call it like a snowmobile expo geared towards the modern stuff inside the the facility. They have all the vendors and everything, and Jeff Maurer, I believe, puts on the vintage show, and then they also do the kitty cat races for the kids. So it's a cool event, and that video is up to 20,000 views so far, which is my second highest video.
That's impressive.
The first one is actually the show this summer that was at the same place in Old Forge. So
Nice.
but I'm sure just being linked to that event it's gotten a lot of traffic from that. But I'm not going to miss it next year, especially if there's snow. So
yes.
Yeah.
And to back up a little bit, you were mentioning Jeff Maurer. He frequently goes to the crane show in Lancaster, New Hampshire that they're having this weekend. I've met him there several times. He usually goes out with Ed Stab.
Yep.
I don't know if they're doing the same again this year or not, but hopefully we'll have a chance to see both of them there this weekend. I'm going to pop that graphic on the screen one more time for the crane show, because that's one of my favorite shows, one of the better shows in New England as far as I'm concerned. Coming up this Saturday, February 4th, 11th annual Vintage Snowmobile Show at Crane Snowmobile Museum, 172 Main Street, Lancaster, New Hampshire. I think registration's at 8. And when do they do trophies, Midge? Is that typically noon or 1? Or?
It winds down around 2 in the afternoon, so probably around 2ish, I'd say they'd start passing out the trophies.
Sure.
1:30 2.
Gotcha. And I'm looking for. I've got a graphic here for Cranes. I want to pop on the screen. We want to give Cranes some love because they've certainly given us plenty of love. They've always been very supportive of us through the years, as well as if you're planning to go out there, you want to stay at the Lancaster Motel, just a short walk down the street. The Lancaster Motel has been very supportive of this podcast as well all through the years. So we want to be sure and give them some love. If you're going out there, please stay there if you would. But let's see, we've got more video clips. The next one is the Maddie Bewick show. Did you want to talk that up, Eric?
Yeah, so Maddie Bewick, we've covered on the podcast before. Fortunately, passed away in October of 23. So it's been a little over a year now. He was about my age, so definitely a big hit to the vintage snowmobile community and his family, obviously. But his family is just the nicest group of people that you ever meet. Couldn't have happened to a better family, but they're kind of just trying to keep his spirit alive and keep his love of vintage snowmobiles alive. So they organized the show and had a good turnout, and it was just so much fun. They had some of his sleds there, and some of his friends came, and a bunch of his family, and it was a very small show, but very good show.
Nice. Those can be really good sometimes.
Definitely.
And also, I wanted to mention, too, last winter, we devoted a whole episode of the podcast to Maddie Bewick and that show. If you scroll through the channel or search for him by name, it should come up. But, yeah, let's take a look at that the clip from that show. So yeah, we're just hanging out here with looking at video clips from the Benedeem YouTube channel, and the man behind that channel is in the lower left corner of your screen. Definitely patronize that channel if you enjoy vintage snowmobile videos. That channel, that's all that channel is, and it's excellent content. The link in the description, or you can just search for Benedeem on YouTube, and the channel will come up, and you can browse to your heart's content and bring some popcorn because you're going to be there for a while. It's that good. And yeah, any reactions to what we were looking at there?
I love that 72 Blizzard.
Yes.
A 3-cylinder Blizzard.
Yes,
Yep.
with that big front end right in the middle
If
there.
it's a better looking Skidoo, I'd like to see it.
Yes.
I
one
love
in the
those
middle, right?
72 Blizzards.
I
Yeah.
don't know for sure, but probably the Bubble Blizzard was his favorite. But I know he was very, very fond of that.
I like
Blizzard.
the black dot. The black dot's my favorite, but
Yeah, these were Maddie's
God's
sleds right
almighty,
here.
that
at the beginning.
72, that was a game changer right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep,
this was Maddie's personal collection, you say?
Yeah, the first 5 sleds, I think 5. There's these 3 and then 2 on the trailer. And then there was that modern one that was at the beginning. That apparently he and a friend picked up. It was a basket case, and they built it together. So that was cool to see that one there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right there. It's hard to stop where I want. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Apparently
So that
they
was-
bought that one in boxes, I believe they said.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
They got
Huh.
it put together. So
Yeah. Very nice. Got quite a few Polaris's there too. I see.
Yeah. Some nice TXs.
Yeah.
And those
And
are,
a nice cat collection.
yep.
And
These
here's
next
something.
2, these are Art Fulzer sleds, the TX and the
Yeah.
Formula.
That's right, because he's a big Polaris guy.
Yeah.
And Rich Shad is too, I believe.
Yep, he wasn't there at this show. Ken Crozier had the lineup towards the end of the video with all the Polaris.
Gotcha. And I've paused here because I was very curious to see, is that a factory Boaski cutter behind that?
No, that's actually a Skidoo Caboose.
Oh, it is. Okay. Just
Yep.
painted to match the Boaski.
Yep.
Interesting. Very cool. Yeah, and these Polarises. There was some other TXs there too, I thought I saw.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a 71 there.
Yep.
Actually, I guess they're both 71s.
Nice in that rear engine one.
Yeah, the rear engine one, that's probably 62, somewhere in there, 61,
Yes,
62.
you're right. 62, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those cats lined up were real nice.
Yeah, I don't know how Ken picks which sleds he's going to bring because they must flip a coin or something because he's just got an unbelievable collection of really nice Polaris sleds. Every one of his sleds are nice.
That is cool. And do we know anything about this Raider with the wheel kit?
I kind of think that was a legitimate factory deal because I remember seeing I think he took it down at this show, but there was he had some kind of a graphic board set up explaining it.
Wow. Yeah.
So
That is cool. And that looks nice with those wheels as far as I'm concerned. That's a cool look.
those, yeah, they were definitely ahead of their time with that sled. I don't think it was the right time for it, but very interesting, those Raiders.
Definitely. Definitely. And then we've got comments aplenty coming in here. Let's see. So Alan Gove, my good friend from New Hampshire, says the Andover Snowmobile Club Vintage Show is going to be in Andover, New Hampshire this Saturday. So yeah, if you're near Andover, New Hampshire, be sure and check that out. Reese Fleury, our good friend, says you're going to the Whiteout, Eric.
Yes, I'll be there. Planning on bringing sleds for a little bit anyways.
Yeah.
That's the Whiteout's the day before my favorite show, Owen Orchard. That's this Sunday, and that's just, as far as I'm concerned, the best show in this area.
Yeah.
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 Nice. And then Rob Hilditch says, how come I don't get an invite? Yeah.
Benedeem, Benedeem, hit the subscribe button, and there's your invite.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
And anything that Midge and I are going to, he's more than welcome. In fact, it's funny, because we're good friends. Midge and I are both good friends with Rob Hilditch, and we've never actually met in person. We never met him in person,
That's
and
That's
which needs to
the-
be rectified. That has to be.
Yeah. the power of the internet.
Yes,
Yeah, really.
it's true. You can become really good friends with someone and never have met them in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
It's like
then-
my good friend Dwayne Newman, who was a big Polaris guy that I met online.
Yeah.
And he and I were friends for 3 or 4 years there, and then he passes away. I mean, I mourned that loss as much as a close friend. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. You can really form like significant relationships online.
Yeah,
with
he and
people.
I had a wicked bond because we were Polaris guys,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And then Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is saying Team Matt. Mike Whiteside said, "You guys just don't know how lucky you are to have these events. Nothing like these in Illinois." Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start something up. And then Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers saying, despite being a small show, there was a great variety of sleds and, more importantly, a wonderful crowd out to support the Bewick family and raising money for suicide prevention. Excellent cause, yeah. And that is
Yeah.
great to hear.
Very good.
And we were talking about Ken Crozier earlier. He says the Raider is owned by John Gruini from Montgomery. Thank you for that information. We appreciate that. I assume he probably owns both of those. And Reese Fleury says we need to all have a get together. Yes, we certainly do. That would be a blast because there's so many regulars on here. It'd be a blast to have some kind of get together. I don't know how or when that would happen, but that'd be
Hard to
amazing.
do. Everybody's
Yeah.
so spread out.
Yes.
What?
But to Midge's point, that's the beauty of the internet. We can all have these great friendships, and as nice as it would be to meet in person,
Yeah.
we can still have a meaningful friendship without meeting in person. That would just be icing on the cake,
Right. Yeah.
for sure. But they're right too. It would be great to meet in person someday. But let's see, where are we? I'm going to pull up another video clip. So now we're going to do another clip from Eric. We're with Eric from the Benedeem YouTube channel tonight. And he's got a clip he made reflecting on 2024. Just kind of a montage of images and video clips. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, that's another clip from the Benedeem YouTube channel. The man behind that channel is at the lower left of the screen, and that was a reflection on everything he was doing in his personal snowmobile activities as well as his activities with the channel in 2024. Anything to add to that, Eric?
Yeah, that was, I don't know, that was like a 5-minute clip or whatever. I could have put together, a 30-minute clip of just various videos and shows, and it was hard to choose. But I just tried to capture kind of the essence of what vintage snowmobiling was for me last year. Yeah, I enjoyed putting this video together. It was fun to look back on everything. We didn't have a great winter, but as you can see, we managed to find some snow and have some fun.
Definitely. Oh, and I want to see. Oh, right. I just had it, and right there. So
Yeah.
that's our mutual friend Rich Shad, who's a big Polaris guy. I'm sure Midge would like to meet him.
Yeah, that sled right there. That's the year that I first started riding snowmobile.
Wow, there you go.
1967.
Yep,
Nice.
that was actually Rich Shad had a 67 Colt, and that was his first sled.
Yeah,
No kidding. Yeah.
yeah.
Very
And I
cool.
love the music, by the way, Eric. I don't know who picks the songs, but I love that.
Appreciate that. I
Yeah,
felt like I had used it before on another video, actually, not too long ago, but I just feel like it
it's
kind
a
of
good
almost,
winding down.
exactly.
Song.
It had a
No.
good vibe to it for kind of to wrap up the new year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, really.
So
Yeah, very reflective. Yeah, excellent choice.
And good music in the other videos as well.
I appreciate that. YouTube has a pretty good selection. I try not to duplicate, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But
Yeah.
there's a good selection.
Yes. And we've got comments aplenty coming in. Let's take a look here. Your dad is here. Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers says, I definitely agree with the power of the internet. Feel blessed that I was able to get to meet you in person, Mike, on our trip last fall to Vermont. Feel free to share that photo. And yes, I don't have it handy, but yes, we took a couple of great photos. And I don't know why I don't have them loaded up to put on the screen, but in the future videos, future podcasts, I will definitely do that. And yes, we had an excellent visit, by the way, that morning. We had a great breakfast. We went for a drive, went for a walk, just had a great visit, had a really good time. Reese Fleury says, Vintage Snowmobile Ovals and show coming up at the Malone, New York Fairgrounds, March 1st. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And please, anyone viewing this, if you have information about upcoming events, you can post sleds for sale, anything, as long as it has to do with vintage snowmobiling, and keeping it clean, of course. Please post it in the comments. Anything is welcome as long as it ties in a significant way to vintage snowmobiling. Our good friend John Spranger Jr. says, another great show. Thank you for all you do for the vintage sleds. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being such a good viewer and such a great friend. We've been friends for a few years now, and yeah, that's great. And he and I have met 2 or 3 times in person. Had a wonderful visit each time. Let's see. Mike Whiteside says, I remember as a kid, we used to get snow. Exactly. Not like the old days.
Yeah.
We're having a good year in Camden, New York.
Nice.
The weekend I shot that Ride Like Camper video, we had, or maybe it was the weekend before, but around that time we got 65 inches within like a 4-day span.
Wow.
And then another additional probably 15 to 18 inches the following week. So
Lancaster might have 6 inches of snow.
yeah,
Wow.
we're doing pretty good this year.
That's awesome. Glad somebody's getting some.
Yeah.
And then our good friend Rich Shad says, always great videos from the Benedeem YouTube channel. Yeah, truer words have never been spoken. There is a link to it in the description, or you can search for Benedeem on YouTube, and his channel will come right up. Yeah, Rob Hilditch says, great show, and it's time for bed. And I hope you're doing better, Rob. Can't wait to have you back here.
Yes, we hope you're doing better, Rob.
Definitely. Yeah, we do miss you, and we cannot wait to have you back. But take this time and just, do what you need to do. And yeah, we can't wait to have you back.
Do what they tell you.
Yes. Glenn Ford says, great show, guys. Appreciate you being on here and for that compliment. Mad Dog says, good show. Thank you for keeping the vintage sled stuff going. Well, appreciate the compliment. And yes, we are happy to do that. That's our reason for existence. Reese Fleury says, great show. Eric always delivers great content. Absolutely. That's why he's here. Absolutely. And Paul Burrell says Granite State Power Equipment will be hosting a vintage ride from the shop to the Pittsburgh, New Hampshire border March 15th, and all are welcome. Yes, thank you for that. Excellent. Oh, and here we go. Mike Whiteside says fantastic show. Appreciate that. Tim Bewick says great show. Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate that. And it is time to wind it down. Hard. I don't know where it went. It's already past 10, but you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun.
That's right.
That's true.
But so is there anything that we haven't covered that we should have or would have?
I mean, I could talk all night about this stuff, honestly. It's
Sure.
like you said, time flies when you're having fun. But
Definitely.
yeah, I've been kind of the new focus is just kind of improving my videos even further, becoming more of a on-camera personality, which has been tough for me at first, but I'm getting there. And as always, the focus is just riding videos. I have posted one last week. That's very good. There's going to be another one posted of our North Shore Vintage Sleds ride. That's going to be very good. So, the show walk-arounds are fun to do, but really the riding videos are what I'm all about.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to do one more shameless plug for your channel. Eric does an amazing channel about vintage snowmobiles. To find it, all you have to do is either click in the link in the description or that word on the bottom of the screen, Benedeem. Search for that on YouTube. His channel will come right up. And you're going to see a whole lot of great videos. A few more comments. Nancy Rice says, great show, gentlemen. Cannot wait for the next one. Appreciate that. Rich Shad says, North Shore Vintage Sleds finally was able to hold our vintage ride last Saturday. Very cool. D. Landsberg said, thank you, everyone. Nice. And the one thing we did forget is to do Amsoil. We got so caught up in everything. But the good news is Amsoil always gets the last word on this podcast. So as we finish, we're going to play that 10-minute video talking about Amsoil. But closing comments, Midge?
Well, it was a great show and a lot of very interesting vintage sleds and some that we haven't seen before and some we have and just beautiful stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Safe to say a good time was had by all. And if someone didn't have a good time, tell me why, please.
Glad to meet you, Eric.
Yeah, thanks for filling in, Midge. It was great hearing all your stories. And as always, I appreciate you having me on and looking forward to the next time already.
All right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Midge and Eric and to all of our viewers. You guys are the best, man. And until next week, have a good week. And as always, the last word goes to Amsoil. Have a good week, everybody.
See you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves them money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero.
Wow.
If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear loop? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer. You save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters free DVD requests so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product. Perfect.
Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.